Welcome back. Top on the brief this morning, the Senate has acknowledged an error in its earlier resolution advising President Bola Tinubu to remove Umar Danladi as chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal over allegations of corruption and misconduct. The upper chamber, however, insisted that it does not invalidate their decision to sack the CCT chairman. Last Wednesday, the Senate, led by the majority leader, Okpeyemi Bamidele, invoked Section 157, subsection 1 of the Nigerian Constitution as the legal basis for the resolution. That section, however, pertains to the removal of specific public officials, not the CCT chairman. And still in the upper legislative chamber, President Bola Tinubu has written to the Senate seeking to confirm the appointment of Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede as Chief of Army Staff. President Tinubu, whose request was contained in a letter read by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio during plenary on Tuesday, Oluyede's confirmation is under the provisions of Section 218, subsection 2 of the 1999 Constitution as amended and Section 18, subsection 1 of the Armed Forces Act, while also praising the Army Chief's contribution to the military and Nigeria. And the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, has again honored the invitation of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, over alleged misappropriation of funds. It was gathered from sources close to the EFCC that Mr. Bello went to the office with his lawyers on Tuesday and not with the current governor of Kogi State, Usman Ododo. This followed the Supreme Court judgment which dismissed state's case on the constitutionality of the Anti-Graft agency. The presidency says 200 trucks are set to load petroleum products daily from the Port Harcourt refinery. Speaking on his X handle, the special advisor to the president on public communications and orientation, Sunday Dari, notes that the refinery's old wing has resumed operations with a production capacity of 60,000 barrels of crude oil per day. And the Kano State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission has uncovered a warehouse allegedly used for rebagging rice palliatives intended for distribution to the less privileged. The operation, which took place at a warehouse located in Hotoro Western Bypass, was led by the Commission's chairman, Barrister Muhui Magaji, who revealed that about 28 trucks of rice palliatives provided by the federal government were suspected to have been diverted to repackage and sell them in the open market. And in business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria has raised the monetary policy rate to 27.50% from 27.25% as part of efforts to combat surging inflation. The CBN governor, Mr. Yemi Cardoso, announced this at the last MPC meeting of the year at the Apex Bank's headquarters. This is the 6th time the CBN has raised the interest rate since February 2024. In September, the bank pushed the rates to 27.25%, following a drop in the country's inflation level in August 2024. And on the international scene, Kiev claims Russian forces shot and killed 5 Ukrainian servicemen who had surrendered in the eastern Donetsk region, building on previous war crimes allegations leveled against Moscow. A statement by the Regional Prosecutor's Office notes that 5 Ukrainian servicemen retreated and hid in a private house, which was later surrounded by the Russian soldiers who allegedly took them prisoner and forced them unarmed to come out of the shelter and lie on the ground, after which they reportedly shot them. There was no response to the claims from Moscow. And in sports, the woes continue for Premier League champions Manchester City as they continue their poor run of form after surrendering a 3-goal lead against Feyenoord to draw 3 in the UEFA Champions League. The result leaves Pep Guardiola's men 6 games without a win in all competitions. Indeed, a setback for Manchester City, but setbacks are made only for comebacks. So we hope that Manchester City returns to form.